In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on March 26, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Washington Wizards versus Philadelphia 76ers. Wednesday's NBA slate features a matchup in the Eastern Conference between 2 struggling teams, the Washington Wizards, who currently hold a record of 15-56, and the Philadelphia 76ers, sitting at 23-49. Neither team is having the kind of season they had hoped for, and injuries have played a significant role in their struggles. This game doesn't come with much excitement in terms of playoff implications, but it does offer an opportunity to find some betting value. The Wizards are dealing with several key injuries that have left them short-handed yet again. They will be without Marcus Smart, K.A. Tris Middleton, and Keyshawn George, all of whom remain sidelined. On the other side, the 76ers are dealing with an even longer list of absences. Paul George, Joel Embiid, Kelly Oubre, and Tyrese Maxey have all been ruled out, which severely limits Philadelphia's ability to field a competitive lineup. At this point in the season, it's difficult to confidently back either of these teams. However, it is a bit surprising to see the 76ers open as the favorites in this contest. Yes, they have the advantage of playing on their home court, but that hasn't meant much for them lately. With so many injuries, Philadelphia is leaning on second and third string players, which has led to their current 5-game losing streak. On the other hand, Washington has also been a tough team to trust. They have been on a rough stretch themselves, dropping 5 straight games both straight up and against the spread. This recent skid has caused their betting value to take a hit, as they are beginning to resemble the struggling team many expected from the outset of the season. While the 76ers being favored in this spot isn't particularly enticing, the Wizards aren't exactly a team bettors should feel comfortable backing either. The 76ers' struggles extend beyond just their record. They have been abysmal against the spread, both overall and specifically when they are listed as favorites. With a cover percentage of just 36.1%, Philadelphia owns the worst mark in the league. To make matters worse, they have failed to cover in each of their last 10 games as a favorite. In fact, the last time the 76ers managed to cover the spread while laying points was all the way back on January 4th. The Wizards haven't been much better in that regard, but if you're looking for a potential value bet in this matchup, they might be worth considering. Despite their struggles, Washington has a legitimate shot at pulling off a minor upset, especially given the state of Philadelphia's roster. As our first pick for this matchup, the Washington Wizards to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Defensively, neither of these teams has been able to stop anyone all season long. Washington currently ranks dead last in the NBA in points allowed per game, surrendering 120.5 points per contest. Philadelphia isn't much better, ranking 19th in the league while giving up an average of 116 points per game. In terms of shooting defense, the 76ers are among the worst, ranking last in opponent field goal percentage and second to last in opponent three-point percentage. Trends also point to a high-scoring game. The total has gone over in 5 of Washington's last 7 games, including 4 of their last 5 road matchups. Philadelphia has also been involved in high-scoring affairs, with 5 of their last 6 games finishing over the total. Defensive efficiency numbers paint a similar picture. The Wizards rank dead last in defensive efficiency with a rating of 103.8, while the 76ers aren't much better, ranking 21st at 109.5. Both squads have been dealing with injuries for a while now, but it hasn't changed the fact that neither team has been able to play effective defense. Washington ranks 28th in the league in defensive efficiency, allowing 116 points per 100 possessions. Meanwhile, Philadelphia isn't far ahead, sitting at 26th with a defensive efficiency rating of 114.9. During Philadelphia's ongoing 5-game losing streak, their defensive woes have been magnified, as they are allowing an alarming 130 points per game over that stretch. Washington, being one of the fastest-paced teams in the league with 103.3 possessions per game, will likely look to push the tempo and exploit Philadelphia's weak defense. Given the way both teams have been playing, this game has all the makings of another high-scoring contest. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Los Angeles Lakers versus Indiana Pacers. On Wednesday, the Los Angeles Lakers will be heading to Indiana to take on the Pacers at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. This will mark the second time these two teams have squared off against each other this season. Their previous meeting took place on February 8th, when the Lakers managed to come out on top with a 124-117 victory. Over the past 10 encounters between these teams, Los Angeles holds a solid 7-3 straight-up record, while their record against the spread stands at 5-4-1. In terms of total points scored, the under has hit in 6 of those 10 matchups, making it something to keep an eye on for bettors. For this upcoming contest, Indiana will still be without Isaiah Jackson, which limits their options in the front court. On the other hand, the Lakers are expecting to be at nearly full strength, with Rui Hachimura returning to action. This is a crucial game for Los Angeles, as they have now suffered 3 consecutive losses, causing them to slip down to the 4th seed in the highly competitive Western Conference. While they still hold the tiebreaker advantage over the Memphis Grizzlies, who are right behind them in 5th, continued struggles could push them even further down the standings. LeBron James is set to play his 3rd game since making his return from a groin injury that sidelined him for roughly 2 weeks. The Lakers are hoping that with each passing game, their rhythm will improve, as players often need time to fully adjust after missing extended time. Austin Reeves was a major factor in their previous win over Indiana, dropping an impressive 45 points. A similar performance from him would be a huge boost for Los Angeles on Wednesday night. One of the key reasons Indiana struggled in that loss to the Lakers was their inability to control the boards. They were out-rebounded by 8, which ultimately played a major role in the outcome. This is likely something head coach Rick Carlisle will emphasize heading into this game, as rebounding can often be the difference between winning and losing. The Pacers have been in excellent form recently, having won 5 consecutive games overall, including an impressive 8-game winning streak on their home court. However, despite their success in the win column, they haven't been particularly reliable for bettors. Over their last 11 games, they have covered the spread just twice. A major bright spot for Indiana has been the stellar play of Tyrese Halliburton, who has been averaging a double-double over his last 15 outings. His performance in this matchup will be crucial, and his battle with Luka Doncic could ultimately decide the result. The Lakers are in desperate need of a win to halt their current slide and prevent themselves from falling further in the standings. This game will be a significant challenge for them, as they are facing a red-hot Pacers squad that has been nearly unstoppable at home. However, history favors Los Angeles in this head-to-head matchup, as they have won 4 of the last 5 meetings and 7 of the last 10. Luka Doncic has consistently put up huge numbers against Indiana, scoring 34, 39, 33, and 39 points in 4 of his last games against them. As our first pick for this matchup, the Los Angeles Lakers moneyline is our full game side pick. Indiana has been playing excellent defense recently, allowing just 99, 103, and 103 points in their last 3 games. Meanwhile, the Lakers' offense has struggled, managing only 106 points against Orlando and a dismal 89 points against Milwaukee. While Indiana generally prefers to play at a fast pace, the Lakers are much more methodical, ranking 20th in the league in pace, averaging just 98.5 possessions per 48 minutes. Los Angeles has been weak defensively in recent games, but given the importance of this contest, they are likely to show more discipline on that end of the floor. With the Pacers coming in full of confidence and the Lakers desperate to snap their losing streak, this should be a tightly contested game. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Toronto Raptors versus Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets, sitting at a disappointing 23-49 record, are set to host the Toronto Raptors, who aren't much better at 25-47 on Wednesday night. These two teams have already faced each other twice this season, and they've split those matchups both straight up and against the spread, making this third meeting something of a tiebreaker. But with the way both teams are playing, it's less about competition and more about just getting through the season. Toronto will once again be without rookie Grady Dick, as the team has officially ruled him out for this contest. Additionally, they've decided to give both Emmanuel Quickley and Jakob Poeltl another night off, continuing their pattern of resting key players. Meanwhile, Brooklyn is dealing with their own absences. Cam Thomas remains sidelined, and Cameron Johnson will also be sitting this one out for rest purposes. This matchup features two teams that, frankly, don't have much reason to try winning at this stage of the season. The Raptors currently sit in 11th place in the Eastern Conference standings, while the Nets are right behind them in 12th. Neither team has a realistic shot at sneaking into the 10th and final play-in tournament spot, and, to be honest, neither team seems particularly interested in trying. Toronto is technically 5.5 games back from that last spot, but their actions suggest they'd rather focus on securing a high draft pick rather than making a futile push for the postseason. That being said, I do expect Toronto to at least play Poeltl and Scotty Barnes for a solid 25 minutes or more, even if the overall effort level isn't exactly playoff caliber. Offensively, both squads have been downright miserable this month. Brooklyn ranks 26th in offensive rating for March, and Toronto somehow manages to be even worse, sitting just behind them in 27th. Despite their struggles scoring the ball, the Raptors have actually managed a respectable 7-5 record straight up this month, largely thanks to their defense, which has quietly been one of the best in the league over that stretch, ranking 5th overall. On the other hand, the Nets have completely collapsed, winning just 2 of their last 13 games while allowing their defense to slide down to 20th in that same span. While both teams have been solid against the spread recently, a big reason for that has been their status as underdogs. Covering the spread doesn't require winning outright, and that has certainly worked in their favor. This is yet another game where the betting line doesn't quite add up. Even though neither team has much left to play for, the Raptors have at least looked somewhat competitive over the last month, whereas the Nets have completely fallen apart. Brooklyn has dropped 8 of their last 10 games, and in doing so, they've completely removed themselves from any discussion of sneaking into the play-in tournament. Toronto, while not exactly surging, has at least shown flashes of effort and competence. One major factor to consider is that the Raptors have been one of the best teams in the NBA against the spread all season, boasting a 43-28-1 record. That makes them the 3rd best cover team in the league, and it's hard to ignore that kind of consistency. They also already handled Brooklyn with ease earlier this season, beating them by 17 points on New Year's Day. When comparing how these two teams have performed recently, there's no question that Toronto has looked better, and that's not saying much. As our first pick for this matchup, the Toronto Raptors to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Scoring has been an issue for both teams all season, and it hasn't gotten any better lately. The Raptors have failed to crack 103 points in 3 of their last 5 games, while Brooklyn hasn't managed to break the 103-point barrier in any of their last 4 outings. Injuries to key offensive players haven't helped, and with both teams missing important scoring options, the offensive struggles are unlikely to improve anytime soon. Adding to the trend, 8 of the last 10 meetings between these teams have gone under the total. Don't expect much defensive intensity in this one. It'll likely resemble a preseason game or even a low-effort scrimmage. Neither team has a reason to push themselves, and that usually results in sluggish defense and poor shot selection. Brooklyn plays at one of the slowest paces in the NBA, which will further drag the tempo down and turn this game into a grind. With both teams ranking in the bottom 5 in offensive efficiency and sitting near the basement of the Eastern Conference, this is more about tanking than putting on a show. Games like this are notoriously difficult to predict, but given Brooklyn's slow pace and the makeshift lineups both teams are rolling out, it's hard to envision this turning into anything other than a low-scoring slog. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.